The best go 3 abreast.
It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime! Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It's MRN's Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength and by Grunt Style. We are so glad you joined us talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Poston. Also, we're all jacked up here at MRN because it's State Water Heaters Week. We're getting ready for a big race weekend at Richmond with the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series and the Xfinity Series. So good times across the board, and we're excited and appreciate you joining us here today. As I mentioned, Erin Evernham alongside. How are you? Everything well?
Yeah. Other than a little damage from Florence,
yes,
we're good. How about you?
A couple trees down, right?
Yeah. But
big
much
trees,
less than some other people had.
Yeah,
though.
no, we were very fortunate. I had a little power outage for an hour and 20 minutes, but other than that, everything was good. Very, very forchfortunate, man. This storm just clobbered Pennsylvania overnight.
Yeah,
too.
in Virginia.
Yeah. Richmond was getting some tornadoes. So I'll tell you what, Florence was a nasty old broad, that's for sure. So we're glad. Let's get her out to sea. Let's get her on the way.
Get gone.
So yeah, get gone. Exactly. So, hey, let's start off with our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. And at top those hot topics, we talked to Sam Hafertepe Jr. last week about the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, 14th Annual Erin Express Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. And how about Parker Price Miller? Second time he's won that one.
Second time winner. And everything I saw from the event, huge crowd.
Yes.
Big car count.
Yeah, like 70 cars or something like that.
Yeah,
exactly. What I really like about this, and I know you certainly have a huge background up in that area of the country. I love this top 5. Okay, you got Parker Price Miller, you got Steve Poirier, you've got Mark Smith, Sam Hafertepe Jr., and Davey Franek. I mean, if there's 360 racing in America, you've got it right there.
Yeah, you've got a little one from each area.
Yeah.
ASCS, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, exactly. Franek's
New York,
Sealands Grove,
Canada.
Mark Smith's kind of he's all over the place. Yeah. Wherever he goes, he runs well. But I just love that top 5. So good stuff from up in Canada. Fremont Speedway had their finale, the 11th annual Jim Ford Classic. And how about this? 60-year-old Jack Hodenshield on Friday night. How about that?
I love it. That was great. And he said he hadn't won at Fremont, and I forget. It was a long time. But, man, anytime Jack is in victory lane, it's a good night. The
Wild Child. Saturday night, it was Tim Schaefer, $10,000, 18th career Fremont win. Schaefer has quietly, I don't know about quietly, but he's had a really good year.
He's had an incredible year.
Yeah, he really has. He's been stout across the board. And that wraps up the 67th season of racing at Fremont at the Sandusky County Fairgrounds. I was reading a little bit about Jim and Joanne Ford. They actually were so instrumental in the early 2000s keeping the track going to get to 67 years. So that's the reason for the Jim Ford Classic. So great stuff there. Out in California was the Wine Country Classic. Darren Pittman, I watched this one on Dirt Vision. Man, he was hanging on at the end. Logan was rolling.
Yeah.
And Darren had a tire going down, we found out later on.
Yeah,
but man,
absolutely.
That was wild. I'm like, Logan's going to win this thing.
Yeah, if the flag stand was another 20 feet down, Darren wouldn't have won that.
Wouldn't have won the race. I mean, I'm thinking Logan looks like he's going good, and when he blew by shots, I'm like, when you blow by Donnie Schatz like that. And then Saturday night, Cory Eliason, ironically, Donnie Schatz up there, coming to the white flag, Schatz passes him.
Yeah.
But the caution comes out, puts him behind it. Saved by the caution. So Cory Eliason, and Cory will join us here on the program, as will Ryan Smith, who won the big Jim Nace Memorial up at Sealands Grove. There you have it, your Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. Great for T-shirts, for hats, for towels, for everything you need, whether it be for your race team, other sports team, corporate events, whatever you need, they have it, and you can find it all at www.classicinkusa.com. We need to step away. When we come back, the Kunkletown Kid, Ryan Smith, he joins us next.
O'Reilly. Eventually it's going to happen. You'll turn the key and your engine won't start. Don't lose your ability to get around. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for a Super Start battery. Whether it's a reliable economy, hard-working premium, or powerful extreme, you'll find it at an everyday low price. Don't let a dead battery slow you down. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 27th year. Whether you're catching the Lucas Oil ASES National Tour at tracks like Williams Grove, Skagit Speedway, Knoxville Raceway, Lucas Oil Speedway, or any of the 6 regional tours across the United States, you'll find the ASES Nation racing at a track near you. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Then see the full schedule, track-by-track history, updates, and more at ASCSRacing.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gordon, and now back to Wing Nation.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, Ride on Our Strength, and by Grunt Style. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post joining us. It was a big weekend for the Arctic Cat All-Star Circuit of Champions and turned out to be a big night for Ryan Smith. Actually, a great weekend for Ryan Smith. Picked up the win at Selinsgrove, $10,000. The Jim Nace Memorial, and the Kunkletown Kid, Ryan, joins us now. Hello, Ryan. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, how's it going? I'm glad to be back.
Well, I'm glad to have you back as well. I appreciate the chance to chat with you. And I am telling you, listening to the way this unfolded at Selinsgrove, man, I'm telling you, congratulations on the win. You had quite the night to overcome there.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was just one of them nights where it seemed like everything was going the wrong way, but at the end of the night, it worked out. You know, I mean, we caught yellows when I needed to, and ended up getting a flat tire under the second yellow, and they threw red for a fuel stop. So we had 5 minutes to locate a tire plug kit and try and plug it, and I didn't think there was any way it was going to last. Got 2 plugs in the right rear tire, and she stayed afloat. So it was pretty cool.
Now, Ryan, I've been out of the sport, well, obviously still involved, but out of the driver's seat for a long time. Tell me more about this plugging a tire. In my era, you just had to put a new tire on. So talk about how you plug it. And did you say there was 2?
Yeah, well, there was 1 hole, but it was too big for a single plug. So it's just maybe a 2-inch long piece of rubber, and you twist it and you pull it up through. I've never actually done it myself. But it was just a shot in the dark we took, and somehow it stayed together. It was you know, it doesn't happen very often. I've never, like I said, never seen it done. So, but it was pretty cool to overcome that. You know, Brian Brown was quick there first couple laps, and I got out front, and then of course Fast Freddy there. I mean, when that track starts slowing down a little bit, you got to watch for him, and we had a heck of a battle there for the last 6-7 laps. I never saw him, but I could hear him. He was there.
When you have a situation, I can't even believe this tire situation. Okay, and I get it because you change the tire, you're going to the back. I get it. Was there hesitancy on your part, especially when you rolled it off into the, or did you just try to focus on what you were doing and know that it was out of your control?
That's pretty much what I did. I mean, it was, you know, actually Fred Raymer, the old man, came over to me after during that red, after all my guys left, said, "Hey, just be careful with that. Just because you're running 140 mile an hour and you know, the tire goes flat on you. You know, who knows what's going to happen." But I just had to stay focused and hope for the best. You know, if I felt any kind of vibration or something starting to go, I would have had to make some changes or clear in. You know, but we stayed together, and actually we spent probably an hour and a half in Victory Lane, and it was still at 8 pounds when I got back to the trailer. So it was it's something that doesn't happen very often, but I was lucky to be on the right end of it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And to know you have people telling you to be careful and to just go back out there and wheel it like you did, that's very impressive. Ryan, talk about your years, your second win of 2018, but talk about your year so far, or actually as a whole.
We had a solid year. I hooked up with Mike and Sam McGee in May. Max, Sam's brother, was driving the car. This was his first year running the All-Stars, and they were struggling some, so Mike told me about running it. and I was actually in the middle of having a little bit of issues with my stuff, so it worked out pretty good. I hooked up with him, and we ran about 30 shows now together, and 2 wins and a pile of seconds and thirds, and actually been working with Sam. This is their first year at wing racing, and I kind of brought everything I learned to the table and teaching him what I know, and you know, he's run with it now as a crew chief. It's working pretty good. I mean, we've the last 3 weeks here, we've been real strong. You know, all podium finishes, chances to win. So, looking forward to finishing the year off here. We're heading to Eldora Saturday and try and bag another one.
There you go. Yes, good stuff. That's for sure. When you have a new situation like this, especially during mid-season, I mean, in the perfect world, you team up with somebody in November, you talk about it, you get your ducks in a row through December, January, February, and you move on to it. How long was there a little bit of a get up to speed period for you and your new team there in May as you guys were racing through those races?
Yeah, the first couple of weeks, you know, we had to change some stuff around in the car and just get to know each other. I mean, I didn't even the first time I met him was I showed up at the racetrack with my seat. And, you know, it was a learning period there. And once we got to Ohio Speed Week, it was, you know, 9 nights in a row, and you get to know people pretty well in that kind of situation. So, I mean, we ended up 5th overall in points there for the Speed Week and made every show and battled for a win one night. So, we seem to get it going pretty quick, and you know, we've been fast pretty much ever since. You know, and Sam does a great job in the shop. I mean, the car shows up ready to go, and you know, it makes my job a little easier just jumping in and going. But yeah, it's a pretty neat situation. It's all about who you surround yourself with, and these guys here are pretty awesome people, and they give me good equipment.
Absolutely. Ryan, you mentioned you're headed to Eldora this weekend. What else do you have left on the remainder of the schedule?
Well, we'll get Eldora, and then the weekend after is National Open at the Grove, and then not sure what we're going to do the week after that yet. But then the Tuscarora 50 weekend and possibly Charlotte. We're working on that yet, but I may take that off this year and try and get ready for next year a little early. But we'll see. We'll see what next couple of weeks brings, and we'll go from there.
You know, Ryan, when I think about you, I think back to Port Royal a few years ago when you took on and defeated the Outlaws. I would dare say with $56,000 up for grabs at Williams Grove in a couple of weeks and $51,000 up for grabs, plus, you know, you're running for $8,000, $10,000 to win on Friday night in those races. It's got to be really comfortable to kind of hit your stride, have all these podium finishes at this time of year. We talk about getting hot going into Knoxville, but for a Pennsylvania racer, it's probably a pretty good time to be getting hot for you.
Yeah, funny you say that. It seems like every year, the last couple of years, it's taken me till August or so to get that first win out of the way and get in the stride, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, this is great timing. Like I said, the last 3 weeks we've been, you know, right in the top 3 in time, and been racing into the dash and winning dashes, and, you know, starting up front and leading some laps, and you know, we've been really fast. Even, I mean, Stevens Grove, I couldn't believe that's not one of my strong racetracks, and we were really good all night, and it was wicked fast. So looking forward to. I hate to see the year end, but I know it's right around the corner. But, you know, like you said, we're getting stride here, and hopefully we can win a couple more races and bank some money.
What's been the challenge with Sealands Grove historically for you?
Oh, it's just so fast. I mean, that place is just unbelievable how quick you get around there, and you know, I don't know if it's engine packages or just being comfortable, being confident. Half this game is a head game, but since we've been fast the last couple of weeks, I think going there in stride kind of made that a little bit easier, and you know, having a good race car under me it definitely helps, you know, and timing good and just putting yourself in position.
Putting yourself in position, that's such a big part of sprint car racing, and you certainly did it and have continued to do it a lot, and we wish you the best as you continue to do it. Ryan, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us here today.
Hey, thanks for having me. We'll see you soon.
There we go. Ryan Smith joining us here. You know, listening to that, because somewhere they clocked Lucas Wolf at 136 or 138 miles per hour going into turn number 1. And I hadn't really thought about that with Selinsgrove until he talked about Fred coming over and saying, dude, remember where you're at here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a place for the faint of heart with 4 good tires.
No. And there are some tracks, and obviously these drivers who are running now can speak a bit better, but there's some tracks that just feel faster. Like Knoxville, Oskaloosa are very similar in shape and distance, but Oskaloosa feels so fast, and Selinsgrove is one of those places. It just, for whatever it is.
You're in the corner the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're just constantly turning and racing. I mean, I love Selinsgrove. I'm telling you, I love the racing up there. And then that race with, I'll tell you, as a sidebar to that story, how many weeks in a row are we coming in here talking about Freddie Raymer?
Yeah.
Just how good he's gotten in the last month.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's always been
and
good.
Consistent now.
Consistently good. Every week, you got to beat that 51 car. And dusted off the Outlaws a couple of weeks ago. I think that was kind of it's like a confidence or something.
Yeah, each time he gets a win, it's like it's just
a lot of money on the line for Freddie Raymer, too. Yeah. So it's going to be fun stuff over here the next month up in Pennsylvania. Let's step away. When we come back, we're going to go to California or somewhere probably between here and there, wherever Cory Eliason is. We'll talk to him. He won Saturday night with the World of Outlaws at Calistoga.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery. Located in Greater Pittsburgh, Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing. Sage Fruit has been a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the last 15 years and a proud partner of Wing Nation for the last 3 years. We love sprint car racing, and we are there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
This is Terry McCarl, now a guy who's still trying to figure out what's up with that big right rear tire and a lady who's tried to explain it to him for years. Steve Post and Erin Evernham.
T-Mac, yes, indeed. Still can't figure it out other than you got to have Erin. I do know that.
Yes, and you can plug them.
You can plug them. Yes, absolutely. We learned that and along the way. So great stuff. Appreciate T-Mac bringing us back there from the break. It is State Water Heaters Week here on Motor Racing Network as we are headed off to Richmond this weekend. If you're so inclined, tune us in, the Motor Racing Network all weekend long from all the action up at the fairgrounds. Action for the World of Outlaw Craftsman Sprint Cars last weekend was at Calistoga. It was the Wine Country Classic. And joining us, fresh off from a trip to Victory Lane on Saturday night, is Cory Eliason. Hello, Cory. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks. How are you guys doing?
We are doing well. Cory, of course, joins us on the Weld Racing Hotline here as we roll along. Cory, tell us about that win on Saturday night at Calistoga.
Well, it was almost given away. Kind of slipped out of the rubber there on, I guess, coming to the white flag, and thank God for a yellow that got us back out in front, and just made sure I didn't miss the rubber from there on. But Brent gave me a great race car, and we ended up doing what we had to do and got it in Victory Lane.
That's right.
Cory, when you lead an entire race like that, and you pretty much know the track's going to take rubber, it took rubber the night before, how do you play that game? I know Calistoga, you can run multiple lanes, but if you know rubber's going to come in and you're trying to maintain the lead, are you searching for it? Just talk about what it's like to know rubber's going to come in at some point, and you better be the first one to find it.
Yeah, usually when you're in the lead and rubber's coming, it's not a good thing because it's always the guy in second that finds it before you.
Yeah, but, exactly.
Fortunately, I was close enough to lap cars, and I was able to watch them race, and I could see, the speeds of them picking up or keeping with each other, where usually you wouldn't see them side by side racing. So I kind of started searching when I saw them kind of picking up their pace, and then I could see some smoke off their tires, so I realized the rubber was coming down, and I needed to get moving there quickly before that 15 car was going to pass me.
Boy, that's for sure. You know he's coming, that's for sure. Cory, what was the sense of relief like when you lead a race the whole way and you say you kind of slipped up a little bit and the 15 car goes by? What was your immediate thought when you saw that caution?
We got some luck on our side. I think the couple races before that, the yellows, we had green, white, checkered restarts, and they all didn't go in our favor. We lost position on them, so I was glad to see that one. That's for sure.
Cory, when you're running a rubber down race like that, and not only are you worried about the car behind you, you got shots behind you, but tire management is also important. You saw Pittman blow a tire just after he got the checkered flag on Friday night. Talk about that tire management, something you don't usually have to worry about so much in a sprint car.
Especially on a half mile, it's a big deal because the tire's under a lot of stress for a long period of time. So I think I went about 10 or 12 laps, and then I tried to start backing the pace down because I knew I needed to save the tire when I could start feeling it take rubber. So I just did my best at trying to keep pace to where I wasn't going to be passed, but also, slow it down enough to where I wasn't going to end up like Pittman. But he still won, so I was thinking all I got to do is just make a couple more laps, hopefully, and I just kept lifting up, hoping for that white flag to fly soon.
Yeah, for sure. Cory, when we look at it, we caught up with you. We started way down in Volusia. We chatted with you on our MAV TV show. Ashley and I hung out with you in the pits, and we've talked to you all year long. Started with the World of Outlaws, then kind of went to the Midwest and raced a little bit, and now back winning race on the West Coast with the World of Outlaws. How would you sum up your season?
It's definitely been trying at times, but I think overall it's been really good. I've learned a lot. I think we've become better as a team, and it proves that going out to the Midwest and racing and coming back home, we kept pace. We were in top 5 almost every night just to be able to race with the Outlaws the way that they race. It goes to show what, the time and the hard work actually pays off going to the Midwest for. So overall, I think it's good. I'm hoping that I can get back out and, kind of do it more full-time next year and see kind of where that takes us.
Cory, it's no secret that Dennis and Teresa Roth like to win races. Of course, everyone likes to win races, but Dennis for sure. How nice was it to get another win in California for him?
It was good. It's definitely, that's what he spends money in this sport, and he's done a lot for our sport, and he just wants to see his car win. And we were fortunate enough to give him another win, last weekend, and hopefully we can continue it on. There's nothing that drives that man more than win. So if you keep bringing him wins and good finishes, he's more apt to want to go out and do it longer and longer.
There you go. What is the plan going forward? Are you still in California? Are you somewhere between here and there? And what's the plan coming forward?
Right now, I think we're out here at least until Trophy Cup. We're going to run, some local stuff here and then Trophy Cup, and then just kind of take it from there and see what happens. I'm going to go run for Brandon and Ashley Stone in the 59 car for Eldora this weekend for Friday and Saturday. So there's not much racing going on out here, which gives me a break and gives me a chance to keep racing with the Outlaws and try to keep up on the pace.
There you have it. That's a great plan. It really is. Hey, we wish you the best going forward. We appreciate the time. Congratulations on that win. And I'm fairly confident we'll be talking to you down the road. Thanks, Cory.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go. Cory Eliason joining us fresh off from that trip to Victory Lane. And another one of those where you start somewhere, you go somewhere, you move, you adapt, going to spend a little time. Yeah. And I'd forgotten that we talked about all the big races in Pennsylvania. Trophy Cup. Yeah. Trophy Cup is enough to lure anybody to California.
And
so
that's important to Dennis.
That's a big race out there. So won't be long. We'll be talking about the Trophy Cup. Let's step away. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
O'Reilly.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, pick up 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic Motor Oil for $33.99 and get a $15 O'Reilly gift card by mail. Plus, you'll earn double O-Rewards points during O-Rewards Member Appreciation Month only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa is proud to announce their feature exhibit for 2018, The Salute to Champion Brian Clausen. Open May 1st through October 1st. See the race cars Brian Clausen drove during his illustrious racing career and the trophies, uniforms, and memorabilia Brian amassed while driving sprint cars, midgets, Indy cars, and NASCAR. The Salute to Champion Brian Clausen exhibit, only at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Turn 2 at Knoxville Raceway.
I'm Greg Wilson. Everyone has a hero. Erin's is Steve Kinzer, and Steve's is Paul Sides. We obviously know who likes to party more. You're watching MRN's Wing Nation on MRM.com.
Well, thank you, Greg. I would argue with you, except for, well, you're accurate. So I love hanging out with worldwide Paul Sides, that's for sure. Sheriff, Deputy Sides from the Marion County Sheriff's Department. Yes, exactly. So great stuff. Great. Appreciate that from our buddy Greg Wilson, driver of the Hercules Tires car. Hey, first off, we appreciate Ryan Smith and Cory Eliason. They joined us earlier on the Weld Racing Hotline. We like to spend a little time talking about the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. We do it with the birthday calendar. Kind of a quiet week on birthdays. Yeah. Thursday, Corey Kruseman. Sunday, Don Edmonds. Friday would have been the birthday of 2001 inductee Bob Estes, okay? Now, Bob, he was born in 1913, and he grew up as a car-crazy kid in Southern California. After World War II, he started Bob Estes' Lincoln Mercury in Southern California, started that in 1946, and he went racing. His first goal was to take the Mercury to Indy and beat the Offies. Yes, the Offenhausers, okay? Wow. After a few years of banging his head against the wall doing that, he kind of joined the party and had the Offie car along the way. His career, lots and lots of wins and championships as a team owner. And as was the case in those days, lots and lots of tragedy as a team owner, too. 1952, he lost 2 drivers driving his cars in just vicious crashes. So we live in this world where it was such a different time. You talk about different life with the war, and then you talk about a different life of sprint car racing where it was just part of the sport. And it's just something different, totally different than what we deal with now. But over the years, he won multiple championships with USAC, with AAA, and was one to beat. Also raced the Mexican Road Race and Bonneville Salt Flats. And at 88 years old, he died after a long and wonderful life in 2001. And his story, as well as other stories, are told at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, turn number 2 on the famed Marion County Fairgrounds in Knoxville, Iowa. And, man, just a wonderful place, a fantastic place. So great stuff.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Hey, speaking of Knoxville, they had the late models out there, the Lucas Oil Late Model Tour. And the biggest crowd that they've had for that race.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's starting to grow. And other than the Nationals, the World of All, or the Knoxville Nationals, the biggest weekend crowd they've had this year.
That's great.
So really good stuff.
There was some good racing.
Yeah, great racing out there for sure. I saw some video of the from the top of the sprint car. That's what kind of reminded me of it, from the sprint car tower. And it's funny because they have all the fireworks in the backstretch grandstands. And it's just weird because at the Nationals, the grandstand in the back is full of people.
Yeah.
So, but kudos to Kendra and John and everyone out there on growing this along the way. One of the other news items that we've been following is the Battle of Huset's, and it continues to be unsold. So stay tuned. There was an auction on Saturday, 3 bidders, and nobody bid. And so, well, stay tuned. We'll see what happens. So, hey, coming up on the program, the Aggressive Hydraulics, we have Brian Herbert on Thursday on our Wing Nation Weekend Show, and Craig Mintz joins us on Saturday on our show on MAV TV. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Wing Nation has been brought to you by Hercules Tires and by Grunt Style. Wing Nation can be found on demand at MRN.com, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Wing Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.